There it is.
100.9 The Cat. Our special guest today is Riley Green. It's a live New at 2. Hello, Riley.
What's going on?
Welcome to New at 2. This is where we sample, download, and discover new music. So right now, a lot of people tuning in for the first time, ready to hear something new from somebody new. So what is the Riley Green story? Who are you?
I was born and raised in Northeast Alabama, Jacksonville, Alabama, and I think I just enjoyed playing music, sort of as a hobby. I never thought I would sign a record deal or have a song on the radio by any means. It was kind of just something I did because they gave me a bar tab and let me play. And I played sports growing up. I was always real into the outdoors, like a lot of folks down in Alabama. That's kind of what you did. And when I stopped going to class in college is when I started playing in bars out in town and started writing songs and started building a following down the Southeast. And then a little bit of attention from Nashville first of last year, and signed with Big Machine in February, and we just put an EP out, and we got a brand new single coming out. So it's all been kind of quick over the last year or so.
Now, you grew up around music. Your grandfather was involved in the music business?
My granddaddy, no, sir, he wasn't involved in the music business. He just enjoyed it. We actually turned my great-grandparents' house into a music hall, which has been going on for like 14 years now. Every Friday, a bunch of older folks go out there and play bluegrass, and the old ladies bring snacks, and they have a break at 8 o'clock. It's a free thing, and I sort of where I learned how to play, just sitting out there watching their hands, how they made the chords, So it was a passion of his, but not really, anything that he didn't play guitar, but he liked it a lot, and that's kind of where my passion for it came.
Have you gone back to play their dance hall since you got a record deal?
I haven't, not since my record deal. Of course, it's tough when people are paying me to play on Fridays to go out there and play for free. But no, I try to get out there whenever I can. It's a neat little deal. They got a American flag hanging on the back of the stage and a possum hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, that's my kind of place.
Yeah, that should describe it for you.
After you have your first number one, you ought to go back there and have your big number one party there.
Number one party there. Yeah, it'd be great. Everybody be complaining because they don't have cell service.
All right, tell us about the first single you have out.
My first single is a song I wrote with a guy named Eric Dillon in Nashville. We sat down in a room and started discussing a lot of the dumber things that we'd done in our lives, and the one common excuse we had for most of them was there was this girl. It was a really conversational thing, and I'm sure a relatable thing for a lot of guys was doing something to try to impress a girl. So we wrote a song about it, and it's called There Was This Girl.
So are there some girls listening to the radio right now and be like, he wrote that for me? Could there be
like
one out there?
Every girl I've ever dated thinks every song I ever wrote's about them.
Well, as long as they download it, right?
That's right.
That's it. All right, now you built up yourself quite a following on your own, first with internets and social media presence and streams and touring all over the South. Do you feel that made it easier to make the transition to Nashville, to score the deal? Is that how it happened for you?
Without a doubt. It was a really organic kind of word of mouth. Some guy with my CD in his truck saying, "Hey, man, have you heard this yet?" And it was without social media, I don't know that there was a chance that I would have had a record deal. I remember going to Nashville and playing at open mic at Tootsie's on Broadway, and there was about 10 people in line to play after me, and they were all better than me. I was just thinking, man, I need to go back down and try to build a following myself in the Southeast. So it was, it was a really, for lack of a better term, accidental. It was just me putting music out and writing about stuff I knew, and it just, it so happened a lot of people grew up the same way I did.
Do you remember the first song that you posted on social media, first thing you were brave enough to put out there?
One of my old football coaches from college kind of started helping me out with some stuff, and he would steal a camera from the film room and take it to my shows and film some of my shows, or film me playing a song, and we'd put it on YouTube. And one of the first ones I remember is a song I wrote called "Bury Me in Dixie," which, it was my most popular song, really built my following for me. And it was a video of me playing at the Soul Kitchen in Mobile, Alabama, and I had long hair and a beard, I looked like a homeless person, but that was how I got my music out. People could. That was the thing. It was like I didn't realize what I was doing, but 10 years ago, if you didn't have a song on the radio and you didn't play in Kentucky, nobody in Kentucky knew who you were. Now I can put a video out and people can see it all over the place. So it was kind of I didn't really know what I was doing, but it was really getting my stuff out there without me even knowing.
To date, what do you think's been Riley Green's career highlight?
Well, I played a show with Alan Jackson this past year in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, at the amphitheater, which was a really cool thing. That was a bucket list thing for me to get to play with Alan Jackson.
All right. Hopefully one day, maybe you'll be out on the road with Alan and some other big names in country. Like, if you could pick right now who you'd like to go out on the road with, who would it be? If you had your choice, you say, you know what, I'm going on the road with this person.
I feel like Eric Church would definitely be a good one. He's putting on a good show right now. I feel like he's got quite the following. That'd be a fun tour to be on.
All right, what are we going to hear next? We've got your guitar with us, so we might as well have you sing another one.
Let's see. So I put an EP out a couple weeks ago, and it was the title track's a song called "In a Truck" right now, and it's that EP went up to #1 on iTunes, which was awesome. And I just felt like there wasn't enough songs about trucks, so I decided to write one.
Riley, we know you're all over social media. We talked about earlier. What was your last post on social media? Most recent post that you did?
Last post we were in. I actually posted a picture on Instagram last night of me and two of my buddies wearing cowboy hats when I had long hair back in Alabama, and it was just one of those old pictures I just came across. That's one cool thing about cell phones now is everybody's. You used to you had to have a photo album to look through. Now I can look at my cell phone and look at pictures I had 5 years ago. So I just came across one, and for having a song coming out and everything. Just now, a lot of people getting to know me is, that was one of my background in college partying days, and I just posted a picture of us all hanging out one night, give people an idea kind of what I was like back in the day.
All right, where can we find you on social media if we're looking for you?
My Instagram is Riley Duckman. I can't remember.
Duckman, and why is that?
I'm a big duck hunter. I actually got a little hunting show I host, and I can't remember if that was it or if it was because Riley Green was taken when Instagram became relevant to me.
All right, well, tell us about this duck show. Where can we watch this? This sounds quite interesting.
My hunting show is there's an app. It's free. It's called it's Halo Waterfowl is the name of the app, and the show's called Halo Country, and it's just me and some buddies, and we about 60% goof off, 40% hunt. We'll play a few songs on there. I'll get some guests that are songwriters to come on with me, and we'll just, we just have a good time. It's one of those things where I don't really have anything to do with it other than I host it. They let me hunt for free, and I have to talk on camera a little bit every once in a while, so it's not that bad. It wasn't a hard decision for me.
Hence the hat, Halo Waterfowl. Now, people watching the video right now, it all makes sense now.
Yeah.
All right, where do you hope to see yourself 5 years from now? You fast forward, you're back in the studio with us 5 years from now. What do you hope to have accomplished in country music?
Well, musically, a #1 song is a pretty milestone thing, and they have an EPK of where they interviewed me at the record label, and I said something along the lines of they give you one of those fancy plaques and nobody can ever take that away, and that's kind of how I feel about it.
That's what you want, that first #1 plaque.
I feel like if I had a #1 song and a plaque, people could boo me at shows, and I wouldn't be too upset about it. That's an accomplishment to me as far as a songwriter, and that's one thing about it is I enjoy performing, and there's definitely something to getting on stage, people singing your songs back to you, people showing up and buying tickets. But being a songwriter and people connecting to your music, that's definitely something I really care a lot about.
All right, Riley Green, thanks for being with us on 100.9 The Cat.
Appreciate it.